Housewives are like parasites, aren't they?
Colin, who was tipsy, started to chatter.
Just staying at home without going to work, it's like living off someone else's efforts, right?
Even the daughter, Erica, echoed her father's sentiments.
Exactly. You're just like a lazy, unemployed person, aren't you?
Then I made my declaration. Then, I'll quit being a mother today. Putting words into action. This is the story of me quitting being a mother. I am Kay Sutters, a 43-year-old housewife. Until 5 years ago, I was a nurse, but I quit my job when I got married. Even in my 30s, I didn't have any opportunities to meet someone. Working as a nurse, I was always busy with night shifts, on weekends and holidays, and I had no time to socialize. I never intended to marry a doctor. Office romances require a lot of caution. Before that, I didn't even have time to think about marriage. At that time, Colin was admitted to the hospital. Colin had been rushed to the hospital after accidentally hitting the gas instead of the brake when he left the convenience store. Unfortunately, his recovery after surgery went smoothly, and there were no residual effects. I've heard stories about patients falling in love with nurses, but it never happened around me. I never thought it would happen to me. The turning point was when Colin almost fell in the hospital. Colin, who was still unsteady on his feet, almost fell, and I helped him. That's when our eyes met. Moreover, Colin was quite handsome, so I was flustered. Although we were the same age, Colin, a hairstylist, had a stylish appearance. Moreover, he was good at talking and could make me laugh with his witty remarks. I gradually found myself attracted to him. When Colin asked me out during his recovery, we started dating. Colin, being a hairstylist, mostly had weekdays off. Therefore, it was easy for us to meet on my days off and go on dates smoothly. And around 3 months into our relationship, Colin proposed to me. I thought I couldn't get married anymore, so I was overjoyed and immediately accepted. However, I was soon confronted with a shocking revelation. Colin had been divorced before. He was a divorcee. When I asked about his ex-wife, he sadly replied,
"She left me."
According to him, his ex-wife had left suddenly about 2 years ago, leaving behind divorce papers. I could overlook that. I've heard that people who have failed once are kinder to their partners. Moreover, hearing him say he was left made me sympathize with him. But what was more shocking than this fact was that he had a child with his ex-wife. He should have told me that from the beginning. Words like child support and inheritance disputes flashed through my mind. What really surprised me was that he was raising his daughter alone. Colin was living with his 4th grade daughter. He was a single father. My mind was in turmoil, but I started to think like this. The ex-wife must have been a really terrible person to leave such a kind man. And leaving behind a child too. As I started to think this way, Colin asked me to quit my job for the sake of his daughter.
Hey, Kay, I can only think of you when it comes to marriage anymore. That's why I couldn't bring myself to mention that I have a daughter. But my daughter is still in elementary school. I'm busy with work, and I used to rely on my parents, but it won't work once we're married, right? It's not fair to leave her alone at home, so could you please consider quitting your job? I'm begging you.
Up until now, I've never had someone of the opposite sex rely on me like this, so maybe I was a little excited. If I missed this chance, I might never be able to get married again. Although I was surprised by the existence of his daughter, I thought it might be enjoyable if we could get along like real parent and child, so I agreed to the marriage. Afterwards, I was introduced to his daughter, Erica, and we exchanged greetings with both families and got married. We ended up living in the house that Colin had purchased at the time of his first marriage. Then stayed with Colin's parents for a while after the divorce, as Erica was still young, but they never intended to let go of the house. And so the 3 of us started living together in that house after marriage. Erica didn't warm up to me much. It wouldn't be easy to accept someone new from a parent's remarriage as your mother all of a sudden. Especially by the time they're in 4th grade, they already have their own world. Still, I wanted to get along with Erica even a little, so I would ask her about her favorite foods and serve them at the table. Colin at first used to laugh when he saw this interaction between Erica and me. However, such pleasant exchanges at home lasted only for about 6 months. Colin stopped even smiling at me. Perhaps that's what they mean by you don't need bait for a caught fish. When we first got married, he used to say,
"Thank you for doing the housework every day. Thanks to you, I can spend every day comfortably."
Recently, there have been no words of thanks like that. On the contrary, he started yelling over trivial matters.
"Why isn't this shirt ironed?"
In the morning, Colin came to me out of the blue, angry when he saw his closet. "Oh, sorry, I got busy yesterday. I was planning to do it today."
You're a wife, so at least do it properly. Look, I'm a hairdresser, you know. If you don't coordinate properly every day, you won't look good to customers. Do it quickly.
Huh? Now? Can't you choose another shirt?
But ironing takes no time, right? Besides, I feel like wearing this today. Since I've already decided on this one, hurry up.
But I need to help Erica get ready too. I have breakfast to make.
That's your fault for not doing it earlier.
Huh? I did as I was told and ironed quickly. While I was ironing, Erica wakes up and says hello to Colin.
Good morning.
Good morning, Erica. I'll be back in a minute with breakfast. I'm having the ironing done, so it won't be long before I'm ready. Erica seemed indifferent and started lounging in the living room. Even Erica needs to wash her face and get ready for school, but Colin doesn't say anything. As I'm ironing, "Come on, Erica, you need to get ready too. Wash your face now before it's too late." But even after saying that, she doesn't move at all. In the end, I hurriedly finished ironing and managed to get Erica ready and sent her off to school. Before long, every day became like this. Colin is always grumpy in the morning. Erica doesn't do anything on her own. I'm the only one bustling around. If it's a day off, you might think it's okay, but Colin doesn't do anything around the house at all.
"Hey, is dinner ready? Hey, and coffee?"
He started instructing me about everything. And he stopped calling me by my name, although there's no way he could have forgotten it. Now he just says hey, or you, when calling me. Watching this behavior, Erica's attitude started to change too.
Hey, snacks. Hey, juice.
Just like her father giving instructions and all. I felt that this would not be good for Erica or for her education, so I gave my opinion. Then Colin says,
"Am I the bad guy here? It's your fault for not doing it unless you're told, right? You're at home, so do things more efficiently. It's your fault for not doing it unless you're told to, right?"
What a backhanded response. So I went directly to Erica and told her, "Hey, Erica, it's better to use a more polite tone. When you ask someone for something, consider their feelings too." When I said that, I received a response just like her father's.
What? Are you saying it's my fault?
They're so alike, it's scary. The bond of blood is terrifying. Just then, Colin returned home, and Erica immediately said to her father,
Hey, Dad. I don't know what's going on, but this person scolded me.
Then Colin changed his tone and glared at me.
"Hey, don't bully her just because she's not your child."
Huh? What are you talking about? I just gave her a little reminder about her tone.
About the tone? Who do you think you are? You're just a stay-at-home wife. I'm the one providing for you. You should just listen to me and Erica.
Huh? At that moment, Erica was watching our exchange and grinning. By the time Erica reached middle school age, the relationship between Colin and me had turned completely cold. Even I, who was slow to realize things, understood eventually. What Colin wanted was not a wife or a mother. He wanted a housekeeper. A housekeeper does everything. So when Erica came home, she would immediately take off her uniform. After changing, she would immediately rummage through snacks and leave a mess. If I scolded her, she would tattle to Colin, and then I'd be the one getting yelled at later. Considering this, my inclination to scold gradually diminished. A housekeeper has no right to interfere in household matters. On days off, Erica and Colin would go shopping together for things Erica wanted, and my presence within the family unit began to diminish. One day, before Erica went to school, she said something like this to me. "My friends are coming over today, so buy some cake, okay?" I bought several types of cake and juice that Erica likes. After Erica came back from school with her friends and went to her room, I prepared the cake and juice and brought them over. I thought I'd quickly greet her friends with a smile. "Welcome. Thanks for always playing with Erica," I said. Then Erica must have glared at me. "What? Stop acting like my mom. Just leave when you're done," she said. Even Erica's friends seemed taken aback by this. I said, "Sorry for intruding, I'll leave you to it," and left the room. Her friends immediately asked, "Is it okay to talk to your mom like that? Are you going to get scolded later?" I overheard them saying, but Erica laughs. It's fine, because she's just the housekeeper here," she said. "Huh? But she used to come to school events when you were in elementary school, right?" When her friend said that, Erica replied with this. "Oh, she just came on her own. She started coming because Mom left and there was no one to take care of the house, so Dad brought her here. So you don't need to worry about it at all." I was shocked. I thought I had been considerate of Erica all this time. Since becoming a mother, I've always participated in school events and taken care of everything around the house. Maybe it's inevitable that there's no blood connection. But to be seen as just a housekeeper even by Erica, and from the beginning, it was a night when I couldn't shake off such a shocking revelation. Then Colin suddenly mentioned that there would be a family gathering at his parents' house this weekend. Huh? This weekend? As in the day after tomorrow?
Yeah, that's right. Get something for a gift. Don't buy anything weird. We don't want to embarrass ourselves in front of the relatives.
Hey, I wish you'd tell me these things a bit earlier.
Huh? A homemaker doesn't have plans, right?
Even as a homemaker, I'm busy, so it's inconvenient to be told suddenly.
Who are you talking to? Since you're just a homemaker, listen to what your husband says.
With that, Colin abruptly went to the bedroom. Erica says I am a housekeeper. Colin says I am unemployed. What am I to this family? It may be too late to start thinking about it now, but I began to contemplate such matters. The next day, after sending Colin and Erica off, I went to buy some gifts for the family gathering. Since it's a family gathering, I shouldn't overlook each person's preferences. The following day, when I arrived at the in-laws' house with all the gifts, my mother-in-law welcomed me. "Welcome, it's been a while. Erica has grown again. Everyone's already here. Sushi will arrive soon. Come on in." My mother-in-law doesn't know how Erica and Colin behave at home. While my father-in-law is already getting drunk, my mother-in-law seems to be enjoying herself alone. She has always been kind to me, but I didn't want to worry her too much, so I hadn't consulted her about anything. Neither Colin nor Erica usually display the same attitudes they do at home when we're out. However, this day was different. Colin had clearly drunk more than usual and was quite intoxicated. Before I realized, he had reverted to his usual unabashed self. In his candid mode, Colin turned to his cousin and his cousin's wife.
"So, you're the one who's not working, and your wife is, right? I guess with both working, you have a decent income, huh?"
he said, directing his words to them.
"At our place, she doesn't work at all. She's a stay-at-home wife, but she hardly does anything around the house."
And then, as if a thought had just occurred to him, he added,
"Come to think of it, being a stay-at-home wife is like being a parasite, isn't it?"
The relatives around were taken aback, looking at Colin. Realizing this was going too far, "You've had too much to drink. Here, drink some water." I tried to hand him a glass, but Colin brushed it aside. Then looking at me,
"It's funny, isn't it? Just staying at home and not even bothering to work,"
he said. My mother-in-law, seeing this, intervened.
Colin, what are you saying? Stop it,
she cautioned. Colin's talking didn't stop there.
This one here, but my ex-wife was like that too. Always at home, but couldn't even do basic chores. What a problem. In the end, she just ran away. There must have been something wrong with her. Probably because she's pampered by being a stay-at-home wife. She's too lenient on herself.
Hearing this, I finally understood. Colin's ex-wife probably couldn't bear his behavior and ran away. Now I understand how his ex-wife must have felt. Colin continued talking.
Calling herself a stay-at-home wife, but isn't it basically the same as being unemployed?
He sought agreement from the couple, but no one said anything. And it's no wonder because there are several stay-at-home wives among these relatives. There was only one foolish person who didn't realize the atmosphere. Parents and children really are alike, aren't they?
Exactly. Seriously, this woman is like an unemployed freeloader, isn't she?
The voice belonged to Erica.
She can't do anything except stay at home. She doesn't do anything unless Dad and I tell her to,
I heard her say. As patient as I was, I couldn't take it anymore. Originally, I quit my job for the sake of these two. I'm not doing the stay-at-home wife thing willingly. Yet despite all the hard work I've put in for this family, and even after all that, being called a parasite, I finally saw the truth. Standing up, I declared firmly in front of the relatives. Well then, I'll quit being a mother from today. Upon hearing this, both Colin and Erica exclaimed.
Huh?
Erica asked.
What are you talking about?
She giggled uncontrollably. Ignoring that, I turned to my mother-in-law. Thank you for everything, mother-in-law. And with that, I left the room. Then Colin, still drunk, says,
Huh? Where do you think you're going?
I want you to apologize, not just to me, but also to the real parasite. I doubt there's anyone who wants to be a parasite on your family anymore. I'm the same. Goodbye. Then Erica,
Are you planning to leave us behind?
She asked. Yes, I'm going home, to my parents' house.
Huh? What are you talking about? This is why housewives have naive thoughts.
That's right, that's right. Why are you getting so serious?
It's good that the parasite is gone. Well then, goodbye. Saying that, I quickly left my husband's family's house. Colin was yelling something behind me, but I didn't turn back. As expected, I couldn't go straight home. Once I returned home, I quickly packed my belongings. Fortunately, I didn't have much to pack, so I was able to finish quickly. That's because ever since I got married, I hardly received anything for myself. While I was packing, my phone kept ringing, but I ignored it. Colin is the only one who calls me anyway. If I answered now, he'd probably just start yelling again. It's a waste of time. I grabbed my packed bag and tossed the house key into the mailbox. It's because I no longer need it. Since I had informed my parents beforehand, they warmly welcomed me when I arrived at my hometown. Finally, I felt relieved to be back home. From now on, I can have my own time without being influenced by Colin or Erica's moods. Leaving that house and gaining perspective, I understand now. Surely, Colin treated his previous wife like he did me, which is why she left. At first, I was concerned about her leaving Erica behind, but seeing how things are now, I understand. She probably couldn't bear being around that child who resembles Colin in behavior. Before we got married, Colin used to say things like he got dumped by her, referring to his ex-wife. At that time, I found it inconvenient, but now, it's my turn to leave them. However, I had one worry: the future. My parents are getting older, so I can't rely on them forever. Although I have a nursing qualification, it's been 5 years since I was actively working. But now that I've decided to leave that house, I can't worry about the career gap. I won't allow anyone to call me an unemployed parasite ever again. Fortunately, I secured a substitute nurse position just in time. With no need to take care of anyone anymore, I can work night shifts and weekends without any problem. While I was focusing on job hunting, I received calls and emails from Colin every day. Checking the voicemail.
What are you thinking? Come back home quickly. Are you kidding me? Do something about the house.
They all had a similar tone. There wasn't a single message among them that sounded like an apology. That's why my determination grew even stronger. Since I had been completely ignoring their attempts to contact me after coming to my parents' house, Colin finally showed up with Erica to visit. However, my parents knew the situation, so they didn't let them inside and kept them waiting at the gate. It was the first time in a while that I faced them, separated by the gate. At first glance, both of their outfits looked somewhat dirty. Erica's clothes are stained all over as if they haven't been washed, and Colin's outfit is also tattered. Colin glares at me intensely, and the handsome hairstylist I met at the hospital is gone.
Hey, hurry up and come back. The house is a mess.
That's what Colin said, and
That's right. I don't have any clothes to wear, so hurry up and do the laundry,
Erica said. I responded, "What are you talking about? You should handle that yourselves, shouldn't you? I'm not your mother anymore." But I had a pretty good idea already. This family really can't do any household chores. Even though Erica is already in her 3rd year of junior high, she has never done laundry, cooking, or cleaning before, always leaving a mess behind. Colin is the same, of course. He's a hairstylist, so he talks about coordination, but he's clueless when it comes to laundry at home. He can't even distinguish between hand washing and using the machine. I don't think someone like that can handle a washing machine with 6 settings. So there should be laundry and garbage overflowing in the house right now. We should be able to use housekeeping services or cleaners, but this family who always relied on me probably didn't even consider such things. Colin glared at me and said,
You don't even have a job, do you? Are you planning to live off your parents at your age?
He said, so I just smiled. Well, isn't it unfortunate? It's strong to have a skill, I said with a hint of satisfaction. Colin was taken aback when he heard this. Nevertheless, Erica said,
Hey, I'm going to take an exam soon. Why won't you help me out?
She said to me, so I replied, I'm not your mother, so I'm not interested. Well, maybe a real housekeeper would care a little more.
Huh?
Well, I have to get ready for work, so I'd better be off. Now that we're strangers, please, don't come here anymore. With that, I entered the house. Several months later, with the help of a lawyer, we were finally able to divorce. Initially, it seemed that Colin wasn't willing to divorce, but when I mentioned the possibility of going to court, he reluctantly agreed to divorce, perhaps not wanting to deal with any hassle. According to what I heard later, Erica failed the entrance exam for her desired school. Well, with everything going on at home, it's no wonder she couldn't concentrate on studying for the exam. Additionally, Colin quit his job at the beauty salon. Despite being in customer service, his appearance gradually deteriorated, leading to a decrease in clients. Furthermore, he not only failed to improve upon receiving various warnings about his appearance and demeanor from the manager, but also adopted a rebellious attitude. In the end, he couldn't stay there anymore, but that's the consequence of his own actions. The person who used to call me an unemployed freeloader ended up being unemployed themselves. Alcohol is really scary, isn't it? Especially considering why Colin drank more than usual on the day he made those rude remarks in front of the relatives. That's because I kept offering more and more. And it was also strong alcohol that my husband doesn't usually drink. Well, I didn't know the outcome either, you know. I'm not that malicious. But maybe I did want everyone to see my husband's true nature to some extent. Well, just like me, my ex-husband also has a skill. He could start his own business or something like that. Since he didn't buy me anything, maybe he's been saving up money? Colin and his daughter seem to have little or no connection to his parents' home, the one place they can count on. Their behavior in front of the relatives made it clear why they weren't well received. It's been 3 years since then, and I'm still working as a nurse. And surprisingly, I've remarried. My new partner, despite being of similar age and having lived alone for quite some time, can handle all household chores. So we've decided to split chores based on who has more free time, making life stress-free for both of us. Though I'd rather not remember the days spent with that family, I wonder if life somehow balances itself out. We both hope to continue supporting each other to maintain our current lifestyle.